Good morning, everyone, and welcome to PTG Myths, the online internet video game TV show that's fueled by blood. ULTRAKILL is a game that could be played by a potential person that theoretically requires quick thinking and reflexes in order to stay alive. However, my wrist hurts from building a 4,100 piece Lego set recently, so we're just gonna have to make do without it. Can you beat ULTRAKILL without moving the mouse? Nope. Well, there is one way. Getting into this room normally is completely impossible under our current conditions. Luckily, the most well-known out-of-bounds clip in the entire game is in the room directly before this. All we have to do is make sure we don't load the room we need to pass, then perform pipe clip and go around to load the room from the lower door, letting us continue on our merry way. Now, I'm going to take a moment to explain the rules I used when completing this challenge. My sensitivity is set to 0, making it impossible for me to actually move the mouse in any way. I also have a mod setup that lets me reset the camera to its original position in the case that a death or an enemy moves my camera, and I'll be hitting that whenever I can. I'll also be playing on Brutal because you'd probably scream at me if I didn't. My only rule for completing a level is that I must get an S rank in kills to proceed. With all that said, let's get into this challenge proper. Continuing on through 0-1, we come across another roadblock. More glass we can't shoot. Luckily, this level still has the most well-known clip in the entire game. If we restart the level and use pipe clip to instead make our way over to this room, we can use a stray to blow up the glass, letting us backtrack to the previous rooms to get the kills we need. You can also just use a stray from the previous room, but my way is cooler, and I didn't think of that till I started editing. There's probably a whole lot of optimizations to be made throughout this challenge, so if you want to give it a go yourself, I'll leave a link to the mod I used in the description. The rest of the level is no trouble at all. We kill Maurice and move on to 0-2. This level will be the start of the greatest enemy this run has to offer. The Terminal. Typically, the Terminal is where you'd be able to easily buy and equip your weapons. However, when the camera is fixed, this simple menu becomes a nightmare to navigate, requiring jumping and sliding in order to navigate between the tabs. It is such a nightmare, in fact, that this is how much time this challenge took me to fully complete, and this is how much time I spent at just the terminals. Eventually, we were able to get the marksman and head into 0-2, which is a mostly uneventful level for the challenge. I'm able to get a great view of Sword Machine in the other room, who I then follow to get the shotgun early and then die, meaning I get the shotgun without the rest of the fight. Zero 3 is more of the same. No notes. This is the only actual ULTRAKILL gameplay. Everything else is fake. It's meant to keep you away from this. Finally! Damn! 0-4 is laid out in a straight line, so we have no trouble here. Dude, how did you die? Zero-5 was the last level of Prelude, meaning it's time to fight our first pair of Cerberus. They take me out a couple times, but we get there eventually. We're in Limbo now, so you know what that means. New weapon! Yay! Oh, and 1-1 goes down easy, giving us our first P rank of the challenge. 1-2 lightning round. Fire! Rodents! Big rodents! Done! 1-3 is another level that is completed during this challenge. We get both the Skulls of Fight Agony and Tundra, and then can't activate the slab, meaning no alternate removal for us. Hideous Mask goes down easy, though. V2 is a total pushover as per usual. However, I do mess up the coin strat, so I actually have to fight it normally for the last third of its health. Two 2-1 is another straightforward level in the sense that the whole level is forward straight from the start. Two 2-4 is a bit different, since in order to progress we need to destroy various breaker boxes to open the doors. This would be pretty hard. Luckily, we have the power of explosions to open them with ease. This is also the level where we get the rail cannon, so you know what that means. I can't actually afford either of the variants, so we're spared for now. Two 2-3 is nothing out of the ordinary. But 2-4, however. 2-4. There's a silly quirk with the hand mini-boss where it doesn't spawn properly unless you look directly at it. It can still attack you and kill you, of course, but you aren't able to damage it in any way unless you've looked at it at least once. The way I went about this is that when you respawn, you're automatically looking towards the hand, so I only press my camera reset keybind after I could see it. Some might call this cheating, others might not, I don't know. And even with all of that out of the way, you can barely see the damn thing most of the time, so you aren't able to properly dodge it or hit it, making this whole fight a complete mess. After nearly 20 minutes of attempts, I was finally able to defeat it, letting me move on to the corpse of King Minos. Finally! Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm editing right now. I'm gonna try flipping to see if I can skip the hand. There we go, okay. But I need to do this without the rocket launcher. Oh my god, you totally can. You totally can. As long as I can get a slam storage. Hold back a little bit. Let's go, and then we just reset. Awesome! Okay, so you can skip the hand, but I actually killed it, so I'm just better. Minos, while not nearly as bad as the hand, is still a pain to fight like this. The only real way you can damage him is by shooting his left hand, which will occasionally leave to punch you. You can still parry the punches, but without being able to see them, you have to rely either on your memory of the timings or pure luck. After taking over half an hour on 2-4, we luckily have a break in the form of 3-1, since this is another level that's really nothing out of the ordinary. Three-2 is the first Gabriel fight, and it takes me a few tries, but it's still nothing compared to 2-4. In fact, 2-4 took me longer to complete than both Gluttony levels combined. Oh, and we defeat Gabriel. Penalty down.
What? How can this be? Bested by this thing? Insignificant fuck! This is not over!
Me.
May your woes be many and your days few.
Meow, 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 meow. Greed starts out with a simple level where I somehow missed a single street cleaner at the very beginning. What? Who did I miss? Twice. Dude. But after restarting, I was able to get that S rank and move on. 4-2 lightning round. Sand. Blue skull. Red skull. Insurrectionist. Dead. Done. 4-3 is a dark level. Luckily, I don't believe in the dark, so we move through this level with ease. Arriving at 4-4, we are unfortunately unable to get the saw blade launcher, since we aren't able to conduct lightning in the water. So we move on to our rematch with V2. Five 5-1 goes pretty well. I guess you could say it goes swimmingly. Swimmingly. 5-2 is more of the same. No notes. Going through 5-3, we're able to get the blue skull, and then there's always the red skull. And with this rocket launcher, our arsenal is complete. Or it would be if I could buy the variants! Hello, Leviathan. Goodbye, Leviathan. Awesome. The change, I guess.
My hands shall relish ending you here and now!
That myth! There we go.
Twice.
Hey, man.
Beaten by an object. Twice. I've only known the taste of victory. This taste. Is this my blood? I've never known such relief. I need some time to think. We will meet again, machine.
Meh. Woes be many. Days. And then we get to 7-1, where yeah, this challenge is impossible. Unfortunately, there's no path through this level that we can take under our current conditions. There is a clip you can do to bypass this room, but one, I've never been able to do it consistently, and two, even if we got past this area, there's still a cart that you need to progress, and it's facing the opposite direction of the camera. So sadly, this is where our journey ends. However, in the spirit of the woman whose intro I stole, we're going to keep going to see the minimum amount of required camera movements in order to beat ULTRAKILL. Going forward, the counter will only increment for each action used while in control of the camera, not every single movement. 7-1 puts us at 2, with those being the Alpha Slab and the Minotaur cart. Other than that, the level continues as usual. What? Fun fact about hook points, they stop working if you get too close. I can understand why it would work this way, but for this challenge, it makes the yellow hook points incredibly tedious. This also means it's impossible to get the jackhammer, since even though you might be able to speed your way through this section, the slab is facing the wrong way. Dumbass. After that, we run into our next roadblock. The second set of yellow hook points are almost certainly impossible to do. This can thankfully be skipped by going through this hole. However, what can't be skipped is the cart track. In order to proceed, we need to move this cart from one end of the track all the way to the other to grab a nuke, and then all the way back again. So, we're gonna have to tank a few camera movements. Starting off, we have to open the gates, which is one camera movement. Then, we're thankfully able to move the cart with some precise lighting, meaning my terminal suffering has actually paid off. Then, it's another movement to open these barriers, and one more to start up the cart again. Next, we get to the third hook point section, where the first part is insanely hard, but completable. Okay. Please! What got boiled? Oh, thank God. Now this isn't possible. If I could get... Yep. But I'm proud of myself for doing it, not giving up. This is all 3, by the way. Fortunately, after that nightmare, there's nothing stopping us from bringing the nuke to the rubble and beating the level. 7-3 is, luckily, more of the same. No notes. Why am I intervening? Let them fight! Let's see, when they start attacking me. Hey, fight the other guys. After me now? Okay. Just let them go. They'll be fine without me. Where is it? Did I not hit you with any of those? Aren't you two at war? Attack each other! Get me out of that. Hello, Benjamin. Seven 4 is currently the final level in the game, and it's thankfully straightforward for the most part. The only standout section is that after beating the security system, you have to take the secret entrance into the Earth Mover, since you can't activate the platform that opens the door to the normal entrance. Other than that, you just have to survive.
I don't... I did it!
And cool guys don't look at explosions.
So, can you beat ULTRAKILL without moving the mouse? Nope. You need 8 camera movements in order to beat it. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to subscribe. If this video does well, I'll make a continuation whenever the rest of ULTRAKILL's content comes out, meaning Fraud, Treachery, all 3 Prime Sanctums, all secret levels, and all Encore levels. And now, what's the moral of our journey? Don't play ULTRAKILL like this. Seriously, just play it normally, it's a whole lot more fun. Good night.
But it's always a surprise.